Now I will show you the improvements to the workspace output path property in TCGS. Here I have a very simple hello world sample and a very simple TCGS. And by default, when you create a new TCGS, the workspace output path is just one name. And this is the name of the target project that will be generated when this checkbox is selected: automatically create and update target project. In this sprint, we have extended the support for this workspace output path. Also, we have fixed a couple of bugs related to inheritance of this location property, and also the resolution of tconfig name in this workspace output path property. First, I will show you the support for subfolders that was added. So now I will, now I will want to generate my project into subfolders. In this case, when I specify it like this, it will be relative to the default location, which is the workspace location. So now I save and I will build this. And we can see now that the paths, they get these two subfolders and then HW_target. So in the Project Explorer, and we have the Hello World target project imported. So the name of the target project is the last segment here in this path, and whatever comes here is just the folder structure that will be created under the default location. In this case, it is the workspace location. So if I click here and check what is the path, the real location for this project on disk, we can see that it is sub1 and sub2 and then Hello World target. Even if you have your generated code in some other place in a subfolder, all the operations with the generated code will be working fine. For example, now I will try to navigate to the generated code, for example, here to the Hello World CPP. If I hover over, you see that the path in Eclipse Workspace, it starts from the project. So it's a matter of proper importing the projects from the proper location to Eclipse Workspace. And now this is done properly. So here, if I, for example, for this Hello World CPP, if I want to show what is the real position for it, I open it and I can see that it's in the subfolders in my workspace. Also, code to model sync is working as usual. And now I will save it and I will get code to model sync back. I can press on commit and now I click here and I can check that my code contains, my initial transition contains this. Also, it is possible to edit, and it is editable. So basically all the features are working fine, even if you put your code into some other location. If I will clean now, so I had, yes, so I have, this is my workspace location. Now I will clean. And we can check what happened. if I go here, I can see that the project is cleaned, but the folder structure remains. And this is expected because you might have more information in these folders. So the folder structure is not cleaned. It's only the target project that is cleaned. Another thing that we have added is the support for full paths. So now if I have a subfolders here, it is a relative path, and the path is relative to the location. It can be a default location, or you can redefine it and define any other location. But now it is possible also to use full paths in Workspace output path directly. So for example, I want to use this temp folder for my output, and I will put it like this because I also need to give the name of the target project. The name of the target project is the last segment in the path. Even if it is a full path, it's also this is the name. So I want under TMP folder to get this project. So I will generate the code and see what will happen. So now here I see that the paths changed, and I'm using the specified full path for my target project. It doesn't matter which slashes you use here. If you are on Windows platform, you can use both backslashes or forward slashes. On Linux, of course, it's just simple forward slashes. When you use this full path here. So if I click here, I can check that the location is this. I can also open it in the System Explorer, and I will see that here is my target project. Now, if I clean, or maybe I can use this button, remove all generated projects. I go here, the project is gone. So full paths are also supported now. And now I will show you a little bit more advanced ways how to use this feature. You can have in your project a TCGS with prerequisites. So here I have an example. I am also inheriting some of the common definitions from the parent TC. So here in the references, I see that I have a parent common, and here I define the name of the workspace output path, and also I'm redefining the location. Also here, I can see in prerequisites that I have two prerequisite transformation configurations, and I can specify different locations for prerequisites. So here, I'm using this tconfig name, which is inherited from the parent. And now this is properly resolved. So tconfig name, this is the name of the transformation configuration, and it comes, it will get the name of the current TCGS, which is top, and not common, which is inherited. In my, yes, also the location is redefined, and here you can see that I'm using the workspace lock variable, which is now also supported. It will point to the current workspace location, but now here I also added some path that I want. Here, if I see lib project 1, I can see that workspace output path is redefined, and here I'm using a full path for my output project. The name of the target project will be libproject1_target. So this tconfig name is resolved to the name of the TCGS. I also can use some relative paths here, step one level up with 2 dots. And workspace lock will be replaced by a full path to my workspace location. So in this case, the location will be overridden because here I have specified a full path, complete full path. So this will be ignored. And for libproject2, I'm using a different scenario. So I am inheriting the location, but I am redefining the workspace output path, the name of the project in this case. I'm redefining it here. So this also has been fixed, the inheritance of location. Before, this didn't work. And when you redefine the workspace output path, then the location was used the default. We used the default location, which is the workspace, and not the one which is inherited from the parent TCGS. And one more about this workspace lock. This variable will be generated into the makefile, and it is possible to reference it from the paths. So here I have in target configuration, I'm using it to define an inclusion paths. In this case, I have an external folder. I will show it later. An external folder under my workspace location. It contains some external code and some include files that I need to include. So now I will build, and we can check what are the real positions and on disk selected for the generated code. Now we are building 3 projects, 2 prerequisites and 1 main project. Now the build is fine, and we can check. So for the top, output location was this one, and it is top_target. The name was resolved properly. Now we can observe the location. So it's the workspace, then it's these 3 folders, comp1, apps, panel 2, and then it's this path, build and top target. So we can go and check on disk how it looks like. Yes, this is the correct path that is used. And this is the external folder. It's relative to, it's inside the workspace location folder, but it's not imported into my workspace. It's just a folder which I have, and I can reference it now using this workspace lock and relative paths. So it has an include which I need for building my application. So now for libproject1 target, we can see what we used here. So here we wanted to be under this workspace and this additional path, and we have redefined the workspace output path. So if we click on this libproject2 target redefined, this is the generated project, and this is the path. So the path was selected properly. And for libproject1, we can see that in this case, we were using a relative path starting from workspace lock. And for library1 project, here we see that we are 1 level up. And then it is targets, sub1, and tconfig name was resolved to the name of the TCGS, which is libproject1_target. Also, I can show you in the generated makefile for the top target. Here is the makefile. So this is the entry point, batch.mk, and you can see that the workspace log, it is generated into the makefile, so you can use it in your paths that you have in your makefile. Also, you can see that when building all projects, we are building prerequisites, and their path is considered properly in the generated batch.mk. So you see these relative paths, they go to the specified location. It is different now for different prerequisites. And if we go here, this is the include that I have specified in my include settings, and a workspace log, it is not resolved. It remains a reference to the variable, and this variable is defined in the makefile, so it is fine to keep it unresolved like this. And also you can see that the include paths, they are also treated properly. You will also see these relative paths because of different location.